hear me now? Can I be heard? All right, that's good. They say y'all can't hear me. Just to make sure, type number 1 if you can hear everything I'm saying. For some reason, I can't hear myself. All right, well, that's good. I said they can hear what I'm saying. Praise Yahushua. Sorry for that. Got up a little late this morning, so we apologize. I'm not going to run and say shalom to everybody individually. I just say it together. Shalom, 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 and shalom to everybody. Excuse me. All right. We're still on Men of the Covenant series. We're going to do a little bit of get some understanding on something that I believe is important. I want to talk about one thing, what a woman needs, and then this will help you. This will help you understand with your spouse. The issues is mainly it be these core reasons that she's upset. And if you keep these in your bag, keep this in your bag, it'll help your marriage and cut down misunderstandings. I done taught this stuff before, but sometimes you gotta bring it back so it can resonate, because people heart be ready for revelation at different times and different moments when they're ready to take things serious. So this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Number 1. This is 4 things that a woman, from our experience, my experience, must have in a marriage. Well, let me see. Let me do this. Let me ask the brothers that's on here. What do you believe? Let's do it like that first. Brothers, what do you believe? And only brothers, no sisters. I don't want none of y'all answering this. You can be married or single. I want y'all to, the brothers, I want y'all to explain, what do you feel like a woman needs in a marriage? And you can type it in the chat. What do you feel like? Just the men, only the men answer. What do you feel like a woman needs? I mean, she have to have this almost like how a car needs gas to operate, or need oil in order to operate. All right, support and leadership. Okay. Security, honesty, and communication. All right. Love, time, and touch. Okay. Honesty, direction, and communication. Okay. Clear leadership. Okay. Validation from her head. That's good. Acknowledgement, open communication. All right. Righteous leadership and honesty. All right. Your word to be true. Love, affection, and a vision. All right, so it look like a lot of us got this, but we're gonna reiterate it, because what we have to find is, if we know some of these things, wherein lies the problem? If we know these things, why is it that we run into problems and circumstances? Why do we act like then that we don't understand? Talk to me, y'all. Men, talk to me. Where does the problem lie? If we know how to make something functional and complete, then where's the problem? That's a question. It's sure giving love can make us feel like we're soft. Okay. It's because of self and self-execution. We haven't died yet. Double-mindedness, because we're not executing what we know that's right to do. Pride. Pride and stubbornness. Trust in Yah and ourselves. Some men, laziness and pride. The problem lies with us in getting ourselves right. We're not consistently following what we say. Pride and selfishness. Son, what you doing? Okay. I want us to see this, Dan. Because I'm going to go over these things. I want us to understand these things. Okay. Number one. You have first to believe that Yahuwah has gave you his daughter. Right? Now, we got to remember, especially if you both are awakened, you got to remember we're not dealing with natural family ties now when it comes to Yahuwah in this covenant. Your number one thing is you have to believe that you have received the daughter of Yahuwah. The daughter of Yahuwah and the daughter of Zion. We'll leave it right there. Why is that important? Because if I knew that this woman was sent to me or gift wrapped to me from Yahuwah, I would value her better. I would treat her as a gift of Yahuwah, and I will respond to Yahuwah in my gratefulness by my actions. So if you still believing that she came from her father that might not have been in her life, a broken home, you knew her since y'all was in high school, you met her on the street, y'all fornicated and got married, all these things, right, would give you an excuse not to value the gift that Yahuwah gave you in this woman, and then respond to Yahuwah about how grateful, your gratefulness to how you treat her. That has to be number one. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about your daughter that Yahuwah allowed you to birth. If you have a daughter, and she's daddy's girl, and most men that have a strong relationship with their daughters be strong in the validation of a father. And if anybody mistreats your daughter, that's going to be hell to pay. If somebody put their hands on her, if your daughter is out with you and somebody cuss your daughter out, oh, you coming with it? I would hope so. And somebody telling your daughter she's stupid or what's wrong with you, in your presence, and she that little girl walking holding your hand, you gonna bust their head, or you gonna defend her if you a man. So number one, you have to see the woman that Yahuwah has given you as Yahuwah's daughter, that you have to answer to him for your actions and your actions alone. You know what? If Yahuwah put you to sleep like Adam did, you woke up and he sent, and look at it like this, and he sent the woman from the Shemini. And Yahuwah said, this is my daughter, but this is your wife. You would be very careful how you deal with her, because you know your consequences of walking in pride, that you will have to meet Yahuwah. Pride will not become an issue, because you know who gave you her. You would do whatever you have to do, whatever Yahuwah leads you to do, in order to fulfill the needs of, not her needs solely, but Yahuwah needs. And that's how we have to see my relationship with my spouse. I'm not just fulfilling her needs, but I'm fulfilling Yahuwah's needs. I'm working with Yahuwah because he has gift wrapped it and he brought this woman to me for me and Yahuwah to bring her to her fullness. You got to look at it as Yahuwah is saying, listen, I need you to be me to her. I need you to heal her. I need you to love these things out of her. And I want her to feel my love through what you do. Because this woman needs something tangible that she can touch, that she can feel, and that she can see. And Yahuwah is designating you to be the ambassador of the kingdom of husbands. That you have been sent to be an ambassador of a husband of the kingdom to this woman, so she can therefore verify that Yahuwah is real through your actions to her, that every time you do these things that he leads you to do to her, she can validate Yahuwah through your touch, through your embrace, through your listening, through your communication, through your honesty, through your words of affirmation, through your words of validation, through your acts of service. Yahuwah has given you, he didn't leave you comfortless. He didn't leave you to yourself in your marriage. But he left you a comforter, the Ruach, to teach you how to be an ambassador of the kingdom of the Shemini as for a husband to your wife, which is his daughter. Y'all, sometimes I might get irritated because this stuff sound like good messages, but it ain't about that, man. This stuff got to be written on your heart. You have to change your paradigm. You have to change your paradigm. You have to see it like this. This is how she's going to be able to experience what the love of Yahuwah is. This is the same thing that a moreh does to the bride of Yahusha. Supposed to do. The moreh of an assembly is the visible, touchable manifestation of the invisible Yahusha to his bride. This is why a moreh is consumed with the growth and the development of the assembly, which is Yahusha's bride. He becomes the mediator. He becomes the one that verifies that Yahusha is a living being. This is why the moreh washes the assembly with the word of Yahusha, cares for her, prays with her. You can call the moreh just like you can call Yahusha, and the moreh will listen attentively to hear the heart of what the people of the assembly is saying. Communicates. The leadership create systems to show the love of Yahushua. He prays for the assembly. He laid hands on the assembly. He healed the assembly. Yahuwah might give the leader words that can penetrate the heart of the people of the assembly and cause tears to fall. Because he's able to awaken the dead areas in her. He's able to reach that hurt, that shame, that guilt, that pain, that condemnation, all of these things. This is his ministry. But this is Yahushua's ministry. But Yahushua's need a man on the earth that he can embody, that can be his visible image. This is why Yahushua keeps telling the man, or keeps telling us to die. Why do you think he wants us to die? Because that's when pride will leave. Heard a brother say being soft. Our concept of that when it comes to marriage, why would you want to be hard? Why would you use street rules in a marriage? It's not about being soft. It's not about being hard. It's not about being gangster. This is your wife. This is a delicate being that you must be gentle with. You can't be hard with her. You can't treat her like one of the boys. And you can't identify her with women of your past or women of the world. The women of the world is who Yahushua, not Yahushua, but who Hasatan gift wrapped it for you to destroy you. One thing about Hasatan, he's brilliant. You can know that made the thing get. It's just the truth. You can know his devices, but he's still entrap you. And he's been studying man since the beginning of time. So he know how to snare a man. I want you to think about something. He know how to ensnare a man. Okay, we all know that Hasatan can't kill us. If he could, we'll all be dead. Even when we was working for him, that would have been a great time to kill us. Because that's his job, to kill, steal, and destroy. But if he can't kill you, then he'll steal from you enough to destroy you, which will be that slow kill. What do they call that? When he kill you softly. Strong in my pain with his fingers. Killing me softly with his devices. Killing you softly. destroying your whole life. You see what I'm saying? What do I mean by killing you softly? He will steal enough things from you, your innocence, your ability to function outside of hurt, pain, that fosters bitterness, resentment, murder. That pushes you into promiscuity, sex. Then sex pushes you into bad relationships. And bad relationships fuel your fears of women, fuel your fears of men, and those fears run and rule your decisions in your life. Therefore, even though he didn't kill you in the natural, he will kill your awakening process and lifespan of your awakening. Because now you're damaged goods. That's slow kill. You're damaged goods. So he know how to put enough stuff in place in your life that you can't have shalom in the awakening and in your marriage because of all the things that you didn't experience of him stealing from you and killing you softly. And you'll have what you need, but you won't be able to maintain it because of who you have become. This is why, therefore, Yahuwah says you have to die. Because now my paradigm, it has to shift. I gotta love this woman. And not just this woman, but Yahuwah's daughter. I gotta be Yahuwah's love as an ambassador of the kingdom of Yahuwah to help Yahuwah show his love to her. To help Yahuwah. The only arms that she gonna really be able to feel that's Yahuwah is yours. The only touch. The words. I gotta give an ear to Yahuwah's daughter. I gotta give an ear to Yahusha's bride. Because my ears is Yahusha's ears. And do you not know that Yahusha will respond to you in the moment that she's speaking if you're listening to minister to her needs? I done it so many times. Even if it's strong stuff that's coming against you, and man, you feeling it, you getting intense, and it's tough. But sometimes it's about taking a deep breath, listening to Yahusha, hearing with an ear of submission to Yahusha and unconditional love for his daughter. You have to be very careful in the tough conversations of how you hear. Sometimes we hear with an ear of offense and an ear of defense, and we're so ready to respond before we actually hear. That's why it's imperative to listen to understand before you be understood. Listen to understand before you be understood. Because with an ear of offense and defense, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm getting offended by something that you said that I didn't hear your total point. And I shut down because I'm offended. Or I'm very defensive about what you're saying that I didn't even hear you out completely. And what it is, the fear of that is letting the person down that you're listening to. Not seeming like you know what you're doing, not seeming like you're in control. You're tired of her coming up or saying things that she have issues with. Because it revalidates that you don't know what you're doing. So that makes you fearful and that makes you shut down. That you ain't even hear each other out. But yet you want to bring to her everything that you feel like she's not doing because you feel like this is how you get your respect and how you become the head of the house. And really, we are scared little boys that don't know how to handle a daughter of the covenant. Not just a woman. We can handle women. But the pressure comes when we have to handle the daughter of Yahuwah. So this is why a lot of time you have to take a deep breath and just listen. Be attentive to your wife. Look at her. Focus your attention on her to show her that you are concerned about what she's concerned about. What I have to say ain't important right now until your thought is finished and I fully understand it. You see that? Focus on understanding before you be understood. And that's right. Well, baby, let me make sure I understand what you're saying. I want you to get your full point across. If there'll be a pause, make sure she's finished, baby. But you're able to finish your thought because I'm trying to process what you're saying. I want you to know that I'm concerned with you, with what you're concerned about. Baby, I didn't quite understand that. Can you say it again and help me? It's with your tone, because women are tone sensitive too. The tone can't be strong with her. Well, baby, is this what you meant by what you were saying? And it ain't easy. Because when you don't feel what she might be upset about, then it makes you want to get offended or defended. But I'm telling you, if you seek to understand and you listen, Yahuwah will show you what the issue is. That's why when she's talking, you have to listen to her, but then you have to have an open ear to Yahuwah. That the Ruach sometimes will tell you, shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't say nothing, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just listen. I hope I'm helping. But the problem is, some of us men we ain't really never had to really listen to somebody without selfish gain. We haven't really listened to somebody without selfish gain. We always had something that was going to be self-fulfilling in the reason that we listen to people. And this is why sometimes it be so hard, because you're used to getting your way. And if it ain't about you, then it don't matter. It's so important to understand this thing, because a lot of times it's like this, right? Let me say it, if I can coin this the right way. From a child, right, from a baby to about, we can say 11, maybe 12, somewhere around that, is mainly a I would say adolescence phase, right? I would say that. Or maybe not adolescence, but from zero, let's just say 0 to 12. That's a phase where your ego is developed and grows. Everything is fueled by three things: me, myself, and I. And your ego is formed in, because from a baby, you cry, you get what you want. That baby only knows how to function based on making sounds, hollering. Then by the time the baby turns 1 to 3, the baby demands what it wants. And sometimes it can do it through an attitude. Sometimes it can do it through hitting or throwing. Because what? The child is only concerned about himself. So the ego is formed in, right? The ego is developed. And it's only concerned with what he wants. If he don't get what he wants, then there's a temper tantrum that is strong. But the parents supposed to be in this phase to help the child discern their feelings and let them know what's wrong and right, so that ego don't be toxic. Now, when that child turns 12 through 12, we'll just say 12 through 21, that's the adulting phase. That's the phase where that child's supposed to learn responsibility, care and thoughtfulness of others, discipline, understanding that the world don't revolve around them, learning how to work with people, learning how to manage their emotions, that things can be completed and goals can be accomplished. If that period is not developed properly, then what happens is we refer back to the ego. And when the ego, because the ego gets what it wants and it demands it. And if you miss the true principles of becoming an adult, you never grow out of the ego phase. And this is another form of arrested development because you never truly learn how to adult. And it could have been a lot of factors that you did. You couldn't have had, you might didn't have the right family dynamic. Yeah, you're right. Didn't have the right examples. Didn't have a mother. Didn't have a father in your life to teach you. Or you three generations of egos. 3 generations of skipping adulthood and egos raising each generation. And now you married and can only show the phase of the ego when you get mad, because this is the most comfortable, and the ego phase that you never grew out of has worked for you. You will even learn how to cut that thing on and off. You'll be able to go to a job and function from what you have gathered because of your need as an adult, partially because that ego comes out then. And then when you get back home, I don't have to play games no more. I'm just going to be fueled by my ego, what I want, what I need, making demands on each other. And if I don't get it, I shut down, I fuss, I get angry. You become a big child. Now, in that relationship, somebody moves from husband and wife and goes into a parent mode. So you have the parent and you have the child. The parent has to be which is not supposed to be that. The parent is either the husband or the wife, the one that's more sensible, the one that's trying to honor Yahuwah, and now he or she has to tend to their spouse based off their ego that keeps them in a cycle of the phase from a baby to 12 years old. And every time that man or that woman becomes the parent, intimacy is leaving. Because now this is becoming inordinate. Now this is becoming a parent-child relationship. But the ego-infested person is not trying to change. Why? Because they have seen, if I get angry, if I get upset, if I talk loud, if I take deep breaths, if I get into child mode, it gives me an edge. People usually succumbs to it. Now this person never really grows. And now they can be on first marriage, second marriage, third marriage, and never learn to adult. They're arrested 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and still a child. Now they might have accomplishments. They might have things that they've done in life. That's powerful. But guess what? They're emotionally undeveloped. Emotionally 10, 11, 12 years old. Never truly knew what to do with their emotions. Therefore, you have a little girl in a marriage. You have a little boy in a marriage that only want their way. They are arrested. And they just like that baby. I'm going to cry till I get my bottle or my pacifier. And nobody going to have shalom until I get my pacifier. Today, man, you have to ask yourself, man, Is that me? Am I the child? Do I become the child? And all you have to do is look at what you do when you get upset and how you respond that's not natural to the situation and the circumstance. You got to look at it as you're getting upset the same way children do. You might have a more sophisticated way of doing it, but you still doing it. You still pout. You still shut down. You still don't know how to express your feelings and how you really feel. You never learn how to talk through what you're feeling because that ego tells you to shut down. They're not going to understand me. Nobody cares for me. And whatever you did as a child, if you shut down, if you went to your room as a child, if you just didn't talk to nobody as a child, if you punished people through silent anger as a child, you perfect it as an adult, and it shows up in your marriage to show you still underdeveloped. You gotta ask yourself, are you arrested in your mentality? And begin to say, you know what? I'm finna work on this. I'm finna learn how to manage my emotions. I have to first say that the way I handle stuff when I get upset is wrong. The way I raise my voice at my wife is wrong. The way I take deep breaths and turn and use my body to show I'm upset. Use my body to show the rejection of what you're saying. Use my body to show I'm frustrated. I'm wrong. And I'm underdeveloped. We got to grow out of these cycles. We can't be these young little 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old little boys. And now our wife has to become a parent. She has to become a mama. You know? Or either you as the man have to become the parent and your wife is the child and emotionally undeveloped. But guess what? If that's the case, you can develop her through your consistent example and teach her how to handle her emotions based off of how you handle yours and dealings with her, and based on you healing her, based on you working with Yahusha and being that ambassador of husbands to her life. Now, I said all that to say this. Let's go to these things. 4 things that a woman needs. I just gave you the major stuff. Number 1, if she's upset, I guarantee this, if she's upset, one of the major reasons, and man, y'all listen to me, one of the major reasons that she is upset is because she wants mental, emotional, and spiritual intimacy. Notice I didn't say physical. She'll get that. But she wants mental, emotional, and spiritual sensitivity. That you're sensitive to her emotional feelings. sensitive to what and how she thinks and how she perceives things. Sensitive to her fears. This means that I'm into you without wanting anything. I'm into you. I'm not just into your body. I'm just not into sex. I'm just not into what you can do for me, but I'm into you, period, because you are, my affections is set on you. So I want to understand how I can be there for you. You're not making her feel like she's a piece of meat, but you're intimate with her mind. You care about what she care about. You're listening to what she's saying. You love to just conversate with her because the way she is, it stimulates you, not the way you look. She looks. You care about what she care about. You're concerned with what she's concerned about. A lot of times she gets upset because she feel like you are not emotionally or from a mental perspective intimate with her. Hold on, make sure it's laying on down. Because that's one thing about a woman. A woman is, when a woman hasn't been hurt or when she healed, she will be consumed with her man. Because her vision is to her man. A man has to direct his vision towards his woman, because his first is towards the Most High and then his goals. But then what happens is Yahusha turns his affection and his vision towards a woman. He don't have to do that with a woman to a man. This is why throughout the scriptures, when it's talking about marriage, it tells a woman to just respect or reverence her husband. But it tells a man to love his wife. He don't tell the woman to do that because a woman is love. She's a bundle of Yahuwah's love, and her focus will be towards the object of what she loves. This is why you see it. You don't see men in high school sitting there doodling a woman's name, sitting there thinking about their future, and they ain't been the boyfriend or girlfriend maybe about a month or two. He don't be sitting there doodling and imagining himself in a wedding suit in a house and all that. Who do that? Women, because when you have their affection, their whole mind and spirit be towards the object of their affection. This is why they can sit there in class doodling the name, write your name 10, 20 times, write their names together, see what her name looks like with your last name, because Yahuwah made her like that. That's why her desire is to a man, if she haven't been hurt. Because Yahuwah made her like that, made her with love, made her to want to be a helpmeet. But the problem is, when she's young, she be helping towards the future without even letting you know at first, because she was built like that. A man might not even be thinking about that like that. So this is important to know. This is why Yahuwah tells a man to love his wife. And that love is a commitment. Not an emotional feeling, but fully committed to something, right? How do you show that you're fully? Let me show you a good example for a man to see what a commitment is. Let's take Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And then let's take somebody like well, anyway, let's take let's just go with Michael Jordan, right? I'm trying to think of somebody in basketball that really wasn't that good, but they made it to the NBA. All right, so Michael Jordan was committed to basketball so much that he won 6 championships. He dominated the league because he ate, breathed, lived commitment to the process to become great. If basketball were his marriage, he had an amazing marriage. Because he was committed to it. Marriage was his covenant. Basketball. He was always being sensitive to the areas that he was weak at and to get stronger to become a better basketball player, that his relationship with basketball would grow and develop. That's commitment. So that's the type of commitment that Yahuwah desire us to have with our wife. But that is. Most of the times, she feel like you wasn't sensitive to how she felt, what she thought, who she is. So this is what gets her upset. This is what get her mad. This is what get her to shut down. Because it might have been in what you said. It might have been in how you said it. Your body language to her and what and how you said it. Your words wasn't with care. Your love wasn't with care. You weren't concerned. A lot of times they just want us to listen. They want us to listen. And sometimes, listen, it ain't easy to listen. Well, you be in the middle of doing something, you would do something, but you want to be real with your wife, like, baby, this ain't a good time right now. Can we please listen? And this got to be mindful how you said it. Listen, I love you. I'm in the middle of doing something. I promise you, we're gonna talk, so I can hear what you're saying, because I want to have my full attention. Most men, we're not multitask like that. We have one thing that we set our attention on, and we try to get that done. All right, so intimacy, we dealt with that. I'm telling you, the last time your wife got mad, go check one of the areas. This is another area that a woman needs, is security. Especially financial security. A woman needs security. A woman was not built for pressure. Men were. And if you sit there and having more and more pressure on your family, without you doing anything. It's parts of her that you will lose. Because you got to keep the image in her mind that you're not only just, you her protector, and you're her, you care about the financial well-being of the family. Because when a woman get a family, her focus go towards that family. She don't want that family not making it. Her fears, her all these things be amplified when things are going downhill. When it looks like you got to lose the house, lose the car, lose all these type of stuff. It plays in her mind stronger, and it causes her not to really 100% produce, and she can become numb to it if she can't express how she really feels. And in some moments of financial issues, some men lose their wife because it seems like the man is not concerned. You can lose her. And sometimes she check out with you because the image of her protector is destroyed. And she might not never say it, but it'll show up in different areas. In the way when you touch her and her response to you, and stuff will become a duty. I don't care how much you love. Love ain't gonna stop. Love ain't gonna just oversee when stuff is going downhill. I done been there. You have to at least show that, listen, man, I'm doing whatever it takes. It's great to be in the trenches together. And she need to always be able to look up at my man and say, hey, this man, he's trying. I don't care if look like ain't no job calling him back. He out there picking up cans. He out there doing whatever he can do to try to get some income in this house. He's working on his business. So he's doing everything he can do. But you won't get the full blossom of her if there's only struggle, and then you're not participating in saving the family. Or things are going wrong and she's better with money with you, but then your pride won't let you allow her to come in and help. Because you look like you submitting to a woman in your mind if you allow her to help with the finances or organize how it go. And y'all are one. That ain't about being that. It's always a CFO that's under a CEO. But she has to have a financial vision. She has to have financial security. She has to feel like you're a protector. She got to feel like if somebody attacked the family that you won't go somewhere and run. If late at night she hear noise or knocking on the door, that you won't say, baby, who that is? Go check that out. That she know that you're going to get up as her protector. And the protection of the house and the family. A woman would check out. I'm telling you, the finances, you have to work the best you can and show her your due diligence to keep the image of a man alive in her. You can't be sitting on the couch and sitting at the house and thinking stuff just gonna come together and pushing her out there to get another job. But you doing nothing. That's one thing I always, my father taught me. Other men I always taught, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I don't care if I got to go out there and get 3 jobs. I'm finna work. There was times where, back in the day, me and my wife was finna lose our house, and I had to call and let my dad know I was in this mess. Like, Pop, I'm sorry, I had to pick up another job. Um, I'm gonna be right back at my responsibilities once we get over the hump. But my family is first. So I'm finna go. I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna grind for a minute, and I had to do that. And I was still able to handle responsibilities at that time where I was at. For the moment, the stuff I could be at, I was there. But my father knew, my pastor knew what time it was. I let him know what was going on, and I went and did that. Because the first thing that Yahuwah gave the man is work. You have the ability to work. And she's saying I was out there doing whatever. First, I couldn't get no job. Nobody called me back, and I knew that who you were. But then I kept going. I was out there. I became a little bit of everything. I became a painter. I was out there in the plant working with this other brother that I knew had his own painting business. I was in there helping him out, rolling them brushes, letting him show me how to do that. Because I wasn't going to let us fall. I went into a piece of joy. Like, listen, don't worry about that paperwork. Where that piece of right there got to go. I got it. I'm going to be the spot on deliverer. Listen, we'll do the paperwork later. Where that piece of got to go. But I'm serious. And this is why you got to be careful, even with on these, with your wives on these jobs and stuff like that, because her heart will go towards security. Or let me say her subconscious will go towards security. And sometimes she'll have to fight in her mind, coming at home looking at the image of a man being destroyed versus on a job or on some way somebody being a man, and then it brings a sense of security. And now she has to fight her emotions. Man, you gotta have a plan. I'm telling you, I done counsel a lot of people. And I done seen people lose their marriage, especially men. I done seen their wife check out, become numb, because they became the sole provider. And instead of their husband grinding, they start asking family members for money. And then they start asking the spouse to ask their family members. And when you there and you comfortable with that, you losing her. I'm telling you, you losing her. All right. I hope y'all listening. Last two things a woman needs, she'll be upset if she don't have a vision to support. If a man doesn't have a vision, then he talk about it with his wife. You are scared to lead and tell your wife that she can understand. When you don't have a vision for your life, the house is stationary. What are our goals? What are we trying to accomplish? What are we doing? Because women, man, I'm telling you, women be sitting on go. They want to go do something. They just need some direction because they'll go do everything. They need some direction. That's why you will put the stability of a man to give her something to support that she can incubate and help birth. But if you sitting and you ain't got no goals, you ain't got no direction, how long we gonna be in this one bedroom apartment? Now we got 5 kids. Do we got a plan? All right, we got a job. Now we're finna work this business, and we're gonna turn this business into a family business. How are we working it out? You have to set goals. You have to have goals. Why? Because goals will show you what to ignore and who to ignore. When you have a goal and you focus and your mind is focused on this one thing, it will show you what not to spend your time with, what to ignore. But you got to have a vision. A vision shows us where we're going, what we're trying to accomplish. What's the family plan in the next 5 years? What do we plan on doing? What we're going to do with the children? What we're establishing? And the last thing, dependency. Knowing that her man would do whatever it takes. And that dependency can be dependency to know that you're going to be honest with her. To know that you're going to care for her. To know that if she have a tough day on the job, that she can come home and depend on her husband and build her up. If she's working. To know even if she's not working, if she's doing the beautiful thing as a stay-at-home mom, that she knows she can depend on you to handle them children from an authoritative place when you get home. To know that you would do whatever it takes for this family. Man, that woman gonna fall in love with that. That she can just depend on you. That, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's up the road. I know it's right, might be real hard and bad right now. But her mindset is, but I'm glad I'm in this with him because he done showed me that I can depend on him. I might not have hope in this situation, but I got hope in my husband. But if she feel like she can't depend on you, she got to depend on other people. Your word is not trustworthy. She can't depend on you to be consistent. You see what I'm saying? You check these areas, man. Those are a lot of areas that happens where that's a must and a need there. And I promise you, if you focus on men, if you focus on these areas, and this ain't even a lot, but if you focus on these areas, man, I'm telling you, you'll have a successful woman and a successful marriage. Now that's coupled with inner healing and all those type of things. You'll do it, but I'm telling you, all you have to do is look at these areas. Where's your area of intimacy? Where's the area of security? Where's the area of the vision that you have given you? Your area of her dependency on you. And if we need to, I can do a breakdown on how a man can write a vision for his family. But we're going to start right there. I think that's enough for today. I think that's enough. Hope we said something to help the men. Just trying to help the men out. Trying to help the men out. Hope this was helpful. Okotis or Akayotes, can y'all confirm that this is 4 things that you need of what we talked about today, that the men can make sure that validate what I said? Love y'all. Praise Yahushua. We finna get on off here. Thank y'all for y'all continuous support for the ministry and everything that we're doing. We ask you if you haven't become a partner of the ministry yet, to keep us afloat and keep these things what we're trying to accomplish done. Ask you, please do. The minimum is just $25 a month, but we would love for you to do more than that. Also, if you'd rather do it through Cash App and help support the ministry through that, we ask you to continue and to do that. We ask that y'all put the national Cash App in the group and the national PayPal in the group. With those that are continuous partners, we thank you for your continuously giving, and we ask that those that be challenged in their giving to give even more to what Yahuwah is establishing with Rebirth of a Nation. But y'all put the national Cash App in. I think it's $ Rebirth National. $ Rebirth National. And to continue to help support and aid what we're doing. All right. We're going to get on off here. Love y'all, and we're going to bid you shalom.